Now that we have understood why we need leadership, and we have gone ahead to actually look at the differences between management and leadership, it is now very clear to us that what we are required to do as managers is we need to lead. Leadership is the key word here. And therefore, we now need to understand what leadership is all about. We have had so many different definitions of leadership. Some people say leadership is about being charismatic, it is about being be a good decision maker, it's about, we have all sorts of definitions of leadership. Yes, there are, all those define leadership, but it is important that we really capture this definition in a way that convinces us why leadership is important. Leadership, in one word, can be defined as influence. Now, who says this? Dr. Maxwell, John Maxwell, defines leadership in one word. He says leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. And I totally concur with him. If, as a leader, you are not able to influence others, then you are not leading. It will become difficult for you to lead. But then, what is influence? Going further, since we have defined leadership in one word, is influence. Then what is influence? What is the definition of influence? Influence is the ability to have an effect on others. The ability to have an effect on others. So as a leader or as a manager, do you have any effect on others? Do others feel you? If they don't, then we start questioning your leadership. What are the examples that we can give in terms of leaders who have actually been able to influence, who have influenced to such levels that we can still today talk about them? And one good example that comes to mind is Mahatma Gandhi, the father of India. He believed that anything can be achieved through peaceful means and without violence. And he convinced, and remember, India was made of Muslims and Hindus and Sikhs, okay? And these ones were not able to agree exactly who would lead India. The Hindus wanted to lead India, and the Muslims wanted to lead in India. As at one point, Mahatma Gandhi had to go on hunger strike when the Muslims and the Hindus started fighting over this issue. And going on hunger strike was that, look here, we do not have to fight for us to get independence for India. So that was a lot of influence. Sacrificing himself. He went on hunger strike, and they so much believed and loved in him and loved him that he finally managed to convince all of them that they must be peaceful as India scrambled for its independence. And it was through that peaceful means, through that influence, that India got independence. How about our own Nelson Mandela? Nelson Mandela had to go to prison for 27 years to be able to fight apartheid in South Africa. And finally, South Africa ended up having its independence. But it was not without a sacrifice. He influenced. And when South Africa got independence, at the end of it all, he did not revenge. Those ones who put him to prison are the same people that he ended up appointing in his cabinet. I'm sure some of these examples, we'll see them elsewhere along the way in our course. But those are some very good examples.